Bucks Weekly would like to congratulate 2014 Covington graduate A.J. Ouellette, who is a redshirt junior at Ohio University, playing for the Bobcats, who are 4-1 on the season. The last 3 weeks, A.J. has really been tearing it up on the football field with 3 straight 100-yard rushing games. On September 16th, in a 42-30 win over Kansas, A.J. rushed 10 times for 102 yards and 1 TD, and was also named the MAC Offensive Player of the Week. And on September 23rd, in a 27-20 victory over Eastern Michigan, A.J. carried the ball 25 times for 140 yards and had 1 reception for 42 yards, and once again was named MAC Offensive Player of the Week. This past Saturday, on September 30th, in a 58-50 shootout victory over UMass, A.J. carried the ball 12 times, for 125 yards, 1 touchdown, and also had 3 catches for 26 yards and another score. To this point of the season, 5 games into the season, A.J. Ouellette has 70 carries for 468 yards, which is a 6.7 yards per carry with 3 rushing TDs. He has 5 receptions for 66 yards, a 13.2 yard per catch average, and 1 score. He leads the Bobcats in all-purpose yardage with a total of 534 yards, which is a 106.8 yards per game average. Good luck to AJ as the Bobcats host Central Michigan this Saturday.
Hi, this is Don Solon, pastor at Fields of Grace Worship Center. We are a non-denominational church with a contemporary casual atmosphere. We are a church committed to reaching outside our walls while at the same time caring for those that call Fields of Grace home. Maybe you know Fields of Grace by all our community events. You are always welcome to come on over for a cup of coffee Sunday mornings and check us out at fieldsofgrace.org for service times.
Welcome to Week 6 of the 2017 fall sports season for Bucks Weekly. I'm Ben Robinson with Ashby Wrench. It's been a very busy week for all the Covington sports teams, and due to that, some of the teams can't be here this week, but we will give you updates beginning with the cross-country team, which competed at the County Invitational. So Ashby, can you tell us how the boys and girls cross-country teams did this past weekend?
Sure. The boys finished 7th overall as a team, and the top 5 runners were Nathan Lyle, who finished 25th with a time of 18:21. Bennett Wellborn was next, 26th, with a time of 18:21. Hunter Broomball was 40th with a time of 18:45. Dylan Kelly was 59th with a time of 19:15. And Ian Benedict was 60th with a time of 19:18. The girls finished 3rd as a team, with Paige Beringer being the front runner with a time of 20:15. Ashton Plessinger was next with a time of 20:47. Danielle Alexander followed her with a time of 21:16. Chelsea Ford was next with a time of 22:29. And finally, Kelsey Dysinger with a time of 22:35.
Okay, and we just talked to Coach Bill Weiss, representative, the coach of the boys golf team, and senior Andrew Slusher competed at districts, the district tournament down in Sharonville, Ohio, and they are actually on their way back. Andrew closed out an amazing career. He finished that up today. He finished with an 83 on the course, and he needed a 73 to get to state. Coach Weiss said that there was a lot of really good golfers, and that Andrew performed very well. So congratulations to Andrew Slusher. What a great golfer. He's one of the top golfers in the history of the program, and it's sad to see his career come to an end, but it has been a great career. So up next, we're going to take a commercial break. for one of our sponsors, and up next we will talk to Coach Kane and the volleyball team.
Covington Eagles does a lot for this school and this program. We need to give them some thanks. On three, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Covington Eagles! Yeah!
Thank you, Covington Eagles! Thank you, Covington Eagles!
Thank you, Covington Eagles.
Thank you, Covington Eagles! Thank you, Covington Eagles, for all you do for Covington schools. Go Bucks!
I'm here with senior Ladybug volleyball player Brianna Kimmel. Last week you beat Tri-County North in 3 sets, 25-14, 25-16, and 25-20. And then on Monday you lost to Versailles in 3 sets and beat National Trail on Tuesday in 3 sets, 25-11, 25-17, and 25-12. Brianna, can you describe how the past week has went for the Ladybugs?
This past week has had a lot of ups and downs, just like any week in any sport that you do. We actually lost the setter that we ran a 5-1 with, Lindsay Kimmel. She had an injury, so Josie Crow had to step it up, and she's done really well, especially last night against National Trail. She really stepped it up and helped us out there.
How has your senior year going for you to this point?
Senior year has had stressful moments, and I've grown a lot through learning about leadership and trying to do my best to encourage my teammates and not get down on myself.
Is it fun to play with your 2 cousins, Alyssa and Lindsay?
It's a lot of fun to play with my cousins, and the team this year is so fun to play with because we're all really close, not just because we're related, but we have a lot of fun, and we actually just had a movie night together, so we watched a funny movie and played some volleyball, so it was a lot of fun.
Thank you, and after the break we will be back to talk to Coach Cates about the football team.
Hello, my name is Ron Sutherland, President of Covington Savings and Loan. We have been a part of the Covington and the surrounding community since 1886. We have been serving both savings and loan customers and help promoting home ownership. Stop by and talk with Jason for your lending needs, or see Diane in Brooklyn for all your savings needs. Thank you for your continued support to help Covington Savings and Loan continue to support the Covington community. FDIC approved.
Okay, we're back again with week 6 of BuccsWeekly with Coach Tyler Cates. The Bucks are coming off of a very hard-fought defeat to Miami East, 34-26. And Coach, it was a case of mistakes that really cost us Friday night against the Vikings.
Absolutely. The effort was definitely there. I'm proud of our kids of how we fought to the end, but you can't make those kind of mistakes and win against a good football team. 4 turnovers, 10 penalties. You can't really beat anybody when you make those kind of mistakes. But in the first half, we scored right away, even though we were first in goal, from the 30 because we had so many penalties, but we were still able to punch it in. Then we missed the extra point, but then they did as well, 6-6, but then we go into halftime down 13-12 and actually had a chance to score right before half and threw an interception. Then we come out in the second half, we're marching it right down on them, and then we fumble and give it to them. And it was just one of those games, and then we dug ourselves such a big hole. And in the fourth quarter, I believe we were down 3 scores. And we were able to come back and get 2 onside kicks. I was so proud of our kids to get those, and we were able to punch 2 scores in, and we were on a drive to possibly tie the game and go to overtime there at the end of the game. So a lot of fighting our kids, but I never questioned the fight. That's, a culture of Covington. The kids always fight, but it is, like you said, frustrating to lose like that. We've had 2 really close ones that are heartbreakers, and it's been boiled down to mistakes. I told the kids, the team who turns over the ball the least amount and has the least amount of penalties typically wins. And that's what happened on Friday night.
Yeah, and a lot of the mistakes we had were lining up off sides or jumping the snap count, things like that. That really cost us. Especially remember that first drive there. Cade had a really nice pass over the middle to Freeman, and we had a holding penalty, I believe it was, that set us back. So a lot of the mistakes we're making are more mental mistakes than they are physical.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part. It's the focus part, and we work on that every day. We change up the count all the time. Our quarterbacks have to change up the count all the time in practice. So, like you said, they're controllable mistakes, and we need to fix those. There's no excuse for jumping off sides, and blatant holds. There's no excuse for that, and so we just have to get better. And we worked at it again this week, and we're trying to fix those things. But absolutely, we have to fix the controllable mistakes.
And we have another tough team coming in this week. They're 5-1 and Bethel Bees, and they're probably sitting there saying, "Hey, this is their year to get us." So we're going to have to correct those mistakes in a hurry because it's a good football team coming in.
Absolutely, Bethel's got it really going right now. They're leading the league in offensive yardage and points scored in a game, or in averaging a game. Very good football team. Playing really well right now, and like you said, they want to beat Covington, and they think this is the year, so we can't let them do that to us. So coming to our place and community appreciation, we're wanting to win bad, and our kids are really wanting. And I'm proud of our kids. The effort's been great this week. We had a great day of practice today, but we're going to have to play well to beat this team. You have to be very option sound on defense because they run the triple option. One of the few teams left in the league that still does that, and they have a 4-year starting quarterback and a very good basketball player. Came over to play football this year, Caleb South. He runs the ball well, and the Ulmer kid does as well. And we have to be able to. We had 425 yards of offense against Miami East, and we lost the game. Best offensive night we've had all year, and we still lost the game. So we got to continue to build off of that type of yardage and making plays, but we can't hurt ourselves with turnovers. We can't hurt ourselves with penalties and ruin drives by making mental mistakes or fixable mistakes. But like I said, it's going to really boil down to being option sound on defense and not making mistakes on offense.
Okay, well let's talk about the younger kids. We haven't really addressed them much this year. We had a really good showing against Carlisle at our place. I think the score was like 40-0. We beat them, and our younger kids really came to play some football, which they have the last few weeks.
Absolutely, I can't say enough about our freshman and sophomore classes. Sophomores in school, some of them need to do a better job with their grades, but those two classes, I tell you, are as talented of classes I've ever coached. They're very talented. Now they need to continue to work to get better. But from JV game 1 to now, they've improved tremendously. They fly to the football on defense. If there's one thing you watch about our young kids is they fly around and they hit people on defense. They had a shutout. They have had multiple defensive scores. And then the offense is really clicking lately. They've been able to throw the ball here lately, and kids are getting more confidence. They've always been able to run the ball with that little, but now they're being able to throw the ball as well. Very proud of our young kids, and they just continue to get better every week. Duncan Cooper and Trenton Alexander are just running like madmen, and Dalton Weir, those guys are just running around crazy. We're getting better blocking up front, but defensively, Hunter Clarkson, Keegan Reck is getting better all the time. Duncan flies around, Trenton, Bryce Weir, Deacon Shields. The list goes on and on. Our kids are playing really well, flying around on defense and making plays. And you can't say enough about them, how well they're playing. But they need to have huge off seasons. They need to play varsity right away. Some of these freshmen are going to be starters next year, or have a chance to start. And some of the freshmen are already playing on Friday night a little bit. But the sophomores that aren't playing varsity, they're pushing. Guys like Joseph Franke are pushing for a varsity position out of that sophomore group. But yeah, they're playing great. It's fun to watch them on Saturdays. The first few Saturdays, tougher competition. They weren't playing very well, and then they were kind of pointing fingers a little bit. And I didn't like seeing that, especially out of that group. But I think it's because they've never really lost. They didn't know how to handle that. And that's a good problem to have. But you still need to handle it the right way, handle adversity the right way. So I think it's going to be a blessing in disguise. For them to be able to be pushed like that. Hey, we're not the top dogs. We're young. We're going to have to work extra hard. And then if we do that, we're going to be even more successful when we are the older classes. But yeah, I'm proud of them right now. Every week, like I said, they continue to get better.
Well, and what was impressive about that JV game is, we were up 40-0 when we had and Carlisle, all of a sudden they got the ball at like our 3 or 5 yard line around there. And a couple plays, we have them back at, maybe about the 15 or 20, and we shut them out. The kids made the plays. They did not want to give up that touchdown. and that was, you could just see the competitive desire that those kids had. They weren't going to give up a touchdown, even though Carlisle, they moved the ball down inside our red zone.
Absolutely. I love the defensive pride our young guys have. They get mad when anybody gets a first down, let alone a score, and that's how it should be. And they're fighting tooth and nail to make sure that they didn't, score on them. And our quarterbacks have made pretty good decisions on offense to help the defense too. Cale Vanderhorst gets better every week. Clayton Machino, they both have not thrown very many interceptions or coughed the ball. Our backs have done a pretty good job protecting the football, which helps your defense too. But yeah, our defense, man, I tell you, those kids fly around and they can't stand it when anybody scores on them. So that's exciting for the future.
Okay, well that's it for this week with Covington football coach Tyler Cates. We will be back after a few messages here to close things out for week 6 of Bucks Weekly.
Color Green Photo offers a variety of photographic options for high school seniors, weddings, and families. We pride ourselves in providing creative and captivating images that have a special meaning to those we shoot. Please visit colorgreenphoto.com to view samples of our work and contact us at 937-418-0417 to schedule your next photo session.
That concludes week 6 of Bucks Weekly. You can listen to Bucks Radio Friday night as the Bucks take on Bethel Bees in Community Appreciation Night. Game time is at 7:30. Broadcast time is at 7:15. For Ben Robinson and Ashby Wrench, good night.
And go Bucks.
This is Andy Johnson of Bucks Radio, the voice of Covington Buccaneers. Here to encourage Buccaneer fans to support local businesses. Your patronage of local businesses goes a long way in allowing them to continue to support Covington schools and Covington athletics.